So far, it's been a wimpy winter with warmer than average temperatures and below average snowfall. But thanks to an Arctic blast of cold air last week, a major winter attraction in Maple Grove is finally ready for visitors. The new Ice Castles attraction officially opens this week, roughly a month later than organizers had hoped. Delaney Cleveland paid a visit to the site as they were making the finishing touches.
Yeah, really excited to be able to open today.
After months of preparation, the big day is finally here.
There's tunnels and slides and caverns and places to get lost and explore.
What was once a vacant piece of land is now home to a full-fledged ice castle.
Our crews have worked tirelessly to bring it together, and we've had a good cold snap for a little while, and we're finally, here to open and to share the magic with the public.
This attraction consists of a series of tunnels.
There's little pockets of, where people can pose for a nice picture,
along with plenty of other fun features made entirely out of ice.
These are ice carving blocks, so you basically have to cut them into pieces and into basically puzzle pieces and fuse them together into the general shape that you want to carve.
You can't have an ice castle without a throne, and Christian Denise spent Wednesday putting the finishing touches on a seat fit for a king or queen.
It's always one of the favorites, be able to sit in a giant ice throne. I've been working with ice castles for the last 8 years, and it always seems to be a draw.
There's just a series of kind of these passageways.
The ultimate goal is to provide an experience that will make visitors feel like they're in a winter wonderland, albeit weeks later than originally anticipated.
Yeah, it's been incredibly frustrating. Our teams have worked so hard, and they built it, and it's melted, and built it, and melted.
When an attraction is dependent on the weather, there are some things you just can't control. But it's finally come together. And Ice Castle CEO Kyle Standiford says the crew here plans to do maintenance checks every day to ensure the ice castles are as safe as possible for visitors.
The safety, the aesthetic appeal, and just what the overall experience will be for our guests, and we just have to manage that from day to day.
If you're planning to visit, the advice is to do it as soon as possible because who knows how long the weather will cooperate. In Maple Grove, Delaney Cleveland, CCX News.
Demonstrators gathered in Brooklyn Center Tuesday night with a message for the city council and police.
Toby Heisler, say his name!
Toby Heisler!
Say his name!
Toby Heisler!
Say his name!
Toby Heisler!
Scream his name!
Toby Heisler!
As mothers of 2 deceased young boys in this community by this police department, we're just here to say, we aren't done. This doesn't go away.
The protest at the police department near 67th and Humboldt came a day after the city council voted down a policy limiting low-level traffic stops. The mothers of Dante Wright and Kobe Demak Heisler, the 2 young men both killed by Brooklyn Center police, sit on the committee that drafted the policy. They said they were surprised when it didn't pass.
To have so many community members put their life on the line like that to make changes and to sit in spaces with people that we thought were actually going to do the right thing, it's like a punch in the gut.
Meanwhile, Brooklyn Center Police Chief Kellis McDaniel is set to retire on January 31st. A Maple Grove family was displaced after a fire damaged their home Tuesday morning. Maple Grove firefighters responded to the 9600 block of Alvarado Lane on a report of a car fire and found a garage engulfed with flames. The fire spread to the attached 8-unit home. All residents were evacuated. No one was hurt during the incident, and officials don't believe arson was a factor, but they are still investigating the cause. The Robbinsdale Area School District is asking families and community members to weigh in on the search for a new superintendent. The district released a 9-question survey to gather feedback from the community. It's available online or in a paper format in 3 languages. The survey is open through early February. The induction of Minnesota Twins legend Joe Mauer into the Baseball Hall of Fame is being celebrated around the state, including at a store in Golden Valley.
We've been taking calls, and our eBay has gone a little nuts.
Papa Hawk Sports and Collectibles has been busy fielding questions and responding to orders for Joe Mauer memorabilia. The store has autographed bats, baseballs, jerseys, and photos of Mauer. Owner Mark Hochstetter says a Joe Mauer autograph is distinctive. He also says Mauer was an all-around good guy who gave everything he had.
When you look at the baseballs and we get a close-up picture on them, the signatures are very significantly the same. He doesn't, you know his signature, whether it's on a baseball, a photo, a magazine, a 3x5 index card, whatever he signed for you, hat, jersey. He's very consistent in how he signs. I think that he gave 100% all the time, even when he wasn't feeling good or his body hurt, every time he got into the game.
And in case you were wondering, a Joe Mauer rookie baseball card is worth anything from $15 to $30, but Hochstetter expects that to go up. The Hopkins Center for the Arts is hosting its biggest gallery of the year. The 29th annual Arts North International Show received a record number of art entries.
It's an open call to artists around the world. This year we had over 1,000 entries.
The International Arts Competition is judged by a jury of local art professionals. The top 160 pieces were chosen for display around the center. Visitors can expect art of all mediums and styles. This year's selected pieces came from the United States and Canada. The top pieces were awarded a total of $11,000 in cash prizes.
There were also a number of awards. There are awards given to works in all of the medium categories, a first through third, and then there are overall awards where all of the works were in competition together.
If you'd like to check it out, the Arts North International Show will be open through February 24th. Hopkins Center for the Arts is open to the public free of charge 7 days a week.
Wayzata boys basketball ended Hopkins' season last year in the Section 6 4A final. This season, the Trojans were off to a 14-0 start. The Royals were hoping to end that run Tuesday. Ches Moots has the highlights.
Wayzata hasn't lost in 24 straight games dating back to February 16th of last year. Hopkins has won 9 of their last 11 games. The Royals got up by 20 midway through the second half, but here come the Trojans. First, a catch-and-shoot 3 from Christian Wiggins. That cut the lead down to 7. Next possession after a turnover by the Royals, 2-on-1 for Wayzata. Jackson McAndrew can't handle it, but Wiggins gathers and fires in a 3 from the corner. Just like that, Wayzata down 68-64. They'd cut it down to 2, but Hopkins didn't flinch. Jaden Moore right to the 10, bucket and the foul. Moore had 12 on a balanced scoring night for the Royals. Wayzata trying to pressure. Moore dishes it on the double. Davey Hart, who had 22, skips it to JJ Semenko. Shot fake, 1 dribble pull. Hopkins back in front by 6 with 4 minutes to play. Then Anthony Smith gets in the mix. Deep 3 from A3 off the handoff. Hopkins wasn't going to let the opportunity go to waste. They cash in on an upset of the #1 ranked team in 4A and hand Wayzata their first loss of the season by a score of 80-69.
I feel we were able to knock off Wayzata because we all played as a team and we listened to Coach Novak. Coach Novak had plans for us and we did what he said. You know, it's very, very exciting. Most exciting game in the 2 years that I've been at Hopkins because we just beat the #1 team.
I think it started in practice. We trusted our coach. We worked hard. We just got a new, so we lost section finals last year, so that was a big role in this game. So we feel like we came out, played hard, listened to the coach, and stick to the game plan. I've been dreaming like this since I was a little kid. Everybody in the team dreams like this, big time wins. You want to show up, you want to play, especially being home, playing in front of your front crowd. So students brought a lot of energy, and we just repaid them back by playing hard.
At Hopkins High School, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The Hopkins and Wayzata girls basketball teams are very strong squads again this winter. Ches Moots has more from their game Tuesday.
The Trojans and Royals both sitting near the top of the Lake Conference standings. Hopkins 3-0, Wayzata 3-1. Early on, Sophie Hawkinson with a rainbow 3. She had a game-high 22 points on the night. A couple possessions later, Hopkins gets out on the run. Tatum Woodson finds Liv McGill, who goes in for the Euro step layup. McGill scored 14 for the Royals. Later in the first half, it's McGill on the assist this time. Lysedra Williams gets the and-one basket to fall in the paint. Royals up 18-14. Hawkinson can dish as well. She zips a pass to a wide-open Allie Burns for 2. Trojans hanging around, but Hopkins a little too much. Tatum Woodson with 2 of her team-high 20 on a scooping right-hand finish. Then it's the recently named McDonald's All-American McGill beating the shot clock as she was falling down. Hopkins gets the win, 77-65. In Plymouth, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Lake Conference teams hold the top 3 spots in the Class AA boys hockey rankings. Minnetonka is #1, and #2 Wayzata faced off with #3 Edina Tuesday night in Plymouth. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
Second-ranked Wayzata coming in undefeated as they face number 3 Edina in a Lake Conference boys hockey showdown. Wayzata dominates the first period, but Joe Bertram stops 18 shots in goal for the Hornets to keep the game scoreless through one. Second period, the Hornets with great passing. John Halverson sets up Ryan Flaherty for the power play goal, and Edina leads 1-0. Just over 2 minutes later, a great individual play by Flaherty on the rush as he flicks the shot past Evan Turek, and the Hornets go up 2-0 after a slow start. Wayzata answers on a power play as Hawk Huff's shot is deflected in by Jake Matson. The Trojans are right back in at a 2-1. But Edina strikes again. Jackson Nevers to Bobby Cowan to Freddie Schneider for the tip-in. Edina plays a much better second period. They lead 3-1. In the third, Flaherty fires on the 2-on-1 and Caleb Pitsley buries the rebound. Edina hands Wayzata its first loss, 4-1. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.